Welcome back from the break, everyone. If you're looking for a game that's not super PC intensive, why don't you go back and look at the back catalogue of all these great, fantastic old games. This is our collection of top 10 good old games that will run on basically any Windows machine. Stay tuned.
At number 10 is Evil Genius. Imagine if Dungeon Keeper was set in a James Bond film from the 60s and you've pretty much got it. Sure, it's a little bit broken and the only way to succeed is to use cheat codes, but hey, you're a supervillain. Cheat codes are your bread and butter. At number 9 is Duke Nukem 3D. Having just saved the world, Duke comes home only to discover that the world needs saving yet again. If you hated Duke Nukem Forever, you're gonna love Duke Nukem 3D. At number 8 is Unreal 2: The Awakening. Of all the Unreal games, Unreal 2 has the best campaign, even if it's a bit short. If you're looking for something a bit different in an Unreal experience, then look no further.
Pull out.
You think I'm gonna just walk away?
Nabon, get him out of there! We're under attack. Get those shields up, Nabon.
Ryder, get the hell out of there!
At number 7 is Deus Ex, a first-person RPG that allows you to choose your own way through the story. Its cyberpunk-themed plot runs deep with conspiracy and betrayal. If you thought Human Revolution was pretty cool, then this one's worth having a go.
This guy wasn't just a grunt. What's going on?
At number 6 is SimCity 2000. Newer SimCity games have better graphics and are more new player friendly, but I keep coming back to SimCity 2000 for its brutal method of city building and giant robot attacks. At number 5 is Uplink. You play a hacker looking to make some money. Its interface is quite simple, but its mechanics are hard to master. Complete with a morality system and the ability to negotiate for more cash or information, Uplink provides a unique RPG experience. At number 4 is The Chronicles of Riddick: Assault on Dark Athena. This is not only a good old game, it's also the only game based on a movie that's not completely terrible. Vin Diesel, who plays both Riddick in the films and the game, actively worked on this game to make sure that the sci-fi stealth adventure brawler RPG was as true to the films as possible. At number 3 is Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. A spin-off of the Civilization games, Alpha Centauri takes place in the future rather than the past. It takes a little getting used to, but by then you'll be saying just one more turn.
Ship breaks apart. The 7 leaders guide their chosen crew down to the surface of planet, seeking their destiny beneath an alien sky.
At number 2 is Dungeon Keeper. Take control of the bad guy and show the heroes who's boss. Let them attempt to raid your dungeon as you fortify it with traps, spells, and all manner of ghoulish creatures that can rip a knight limb from limb. And the number 1 good old game is Roller Coaster Tycoon. Take control of a theme park and create your own awesome rides. From simple merry-go-rounds to heart-stopping roller coasters. Think SimCity, only on a smaller scale.
I've got to say, I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I don't play it properly. And it's not because I don't want to, it's just it's so much fun making people sick and then like throwing them off roller coasters. Maybe I'm a bad person.
That sounds horrible.
I was always a fan of the more simplistic simulation games. So instead of Roller Coaster Tycoon, I was more of like the theme park kind of person.
Theme park world.
Yeah, and like SimCity 2000, not too much for me. I've just played the Super Nintendo version where you can make Bowser run around and stuff like that. But right now we're actually going to go to my interview at E3 2014 with the developers of Rainbow Six: The Siege.
So I'm here at E3 2014 with Andrew, the game designer for Rainbow Six Siege. One of the more surprising announcements that was in any of the press conferences. Can you tell us about a bit about why no one knew about it?
Rainbow Six Siege want to get back to the franchise's roots, and so when we're developing it, we really just wanted to surprise fans, right? We want to come up with a really strong showing. We made it to be the surprise game for the Ubisoft press conference, at the very thing. Eve came out and introduced us. It was really wonderful. The response has been great from fans, been great from community. It's been great from everybody so far. We're having so much fun here at the show. We're showing the pre-alpha build, the 5v5 multiplayer hostage rescue game mode. So it's been a great show so far.
So let's talk about the game a bit more. So it's a multiplayer first game. So it's focusing on the, like you said, the 5v5 kind of defenses or whatever, like of the two different teams. Can you tell us a bit more about the game mode?
Yeah, so the multiplayer is our pre-alpha build was all about an asymmetrical gameplay we call siege gameplay, which is all about attackers versus defenders. It's all about guys that are about breaching and long-range combat versus defenders that are anticipating the oncoming assault of the attackers, right? So they're all about fortifying the area around the objective. So you have the attackers placing breach charges on walls, making new opportunities to move throughout the game world. The defenders that are placing wall reinforcements on walls so that breach charges don't take down that wall. They're placing barricades to reroute the attackers, have them question whether or not they want to go into a room. They're all about ambushing the attackers coming in. It's really cool siege gameplay, as we call it. But the center of the experience is our brand new procedural destruction system.
So the destruction, we actually got a demo of it, and you said it's built from the ground up from Ubi. Can you tell us a bit more how it works and how different charges interact with different materials and stuff like that?
Yeah, sure. So it's the Real Blast destruction engine built exclusively at Ubisoft Montreal. When we were going back to the basics of the franchise and iterating on the games on the core tenets of Rainbow Six Siege, we saw the engine, we saw what it was capable of, and we were like, this is we have to bring this in. This is part of the game. This is what Rainbow Six is all about. So essentially, what it is a procedural destruction system. So it's not state-based. So it's based on the material of the world. So when you place a breach charge on a gyps wall, it'll explode just like gyps. When you take a shotgun and you just lay into a wooden floor, it'll splinter and break just like wood. So it's the center of the experience. We have really good gameplay opportunities on both attack and defense. Attackers making new navigation opportunities, getting a drop on the defenders by putting a breach charge on the floor, going down from one floor to the next. And all the defender side, we see some cool ambush techniques where you take a shotgun, blow a hole through a gyps wall, throw a C4 to the other side, boom, trap them up. It's really, really fun.
Awesome. Can you tell me anything about the setting that the game takes place in? Because I've noticed a lot of the traps and stuff that you can set. They're kind of somewhat futuristic, like the portable shield that you have.
Well, the playable shield, we want to keep things mechanical and relatively realistic. So we want to have it based, really mechanical based. So when you throw that thing down, it gets the sound of something. So somebody can actually build this, right? The barbed wire is another gadget the defenders have, where it's a barbed wire coiled up, they drop it down, and the barbed wire just springs open, right? So we want to keep things realistic and fun at the same time. So the breach charge is kind of basically is just has a lot of det cord around it and stuff. So we want to focus on the fact of realistic and fun at the same time, and then and factoring all that into what it's a Clancy game after all, right? And also it's a Rainbow Six game. This is what fans and players have wanted from the franchise, and we're going to give that to them.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us. I am really looking forward to it. Can you tell us when and where it will be out on?
Yeah, absolutely. Rainbow Six Siege comes out sometime in 2015, and it'll be out on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good interview. That was awesome.